Operation Scimitar, launched on February 24, 1991, was a key component of the ground phase of the Gulf War and marked the beginning of the coalition's final push to liberate Kuwait from Iraqi occupation. Though often overshadowed by larger maneuvers like the famous left hook strategy, Operation Scimitar was an important tactical movement that formed part of the larger ground offensive known as Operation Desert Sabre, itself the culmination of the broader Operation Desert Storm. The operation was conducted by elements of the U.S. Army, particularly units of the 18 Airborne Corps, and was designed to probe and engage Iraqi forces stationed along the southern front, specifically in the Wadi al-Batin region, a natural corridor along the Iraq-Kuwait border. The goal was to create the impression of a major coalition assault in that sector, thus distracting Iraqi commanders and diverting their attention and resources away from the main thrust of the coalition's attack, which was being prepared to the west. In the early hours of February 24, under the cover of darkness and following weeks of relentless aerial bombardment, American units crossed the border into southern Iraq. The U.S. 1st Infantry Division and other attached units moved quickly, seizing key objectives and engaging Iraqi forward positions, particularly elements of the Iraqi 26th and 48th Infantry Divisions. Despite being heavily fortified with trenches, minefields, and bunkers, Iraqi defensive lines quickly crumbled in the face of overwhelming coalition firepower, superior tactics, and air support. Artillery barrages and airstrikes preceded ground assaults, softening targets before armored and mechanized infantry moved in. Apache helicopters, A-10 Warthogs, and fixed-wing aircraft played a critical role in destroying Iraqi armor and disrupting communication and logistics. Operation Scimitar also played a psychological role, as it contributed to the deception plan designed to mislead the Iraqi high command about the coalition's main axis of advance. While Iraqi commanders anticipated a large-scale attack along the Kuwaiti border, the true objective was to swing wide through the desert to the west, encircling and cutting off Iraqi forces from retreat or reinforcement. By engaging Iraqi units head-on in the southeast, Scimitar helped fix their attention on the wrong part of the battlefield. The maneuver achieved its aim. Iraqi commanders, believing the main coalition push was occurring in the Wadi al-Batin area, failed to reposition their elite Republican Guard units in time to counter the real offensive that followed from the west. Throughout the day, coalition forces advanced rapidly, overcoming sporadic resistance and capturing hundreds of prisoners. The operation highlighted the effectiveness of coalition coordination, with U.S. forces working in tandem with Saudi, British, and other allied units. It also showcased the power of modern combined arms warfare, with tanks, infantry, helicopters, and air support all working in unison. By the end of the first 24 hours, coalition forces had broken through the first line of Iraqi defenses and created conditions for the wider maneuver that would encircle Iraqi forces in Kuwait. Operation Scimitar was not intended to achieve strategic depth on its own but was a crucial part of a broader plan that demonstrated how deception, speed, and overwhelming force could unhinge a conventionally entrenched enemy. Its success directly contributed to the collapse of Iraqi defensive coherence and opened the way for the coalition's rapid 100-hour ground campaign, which culminated in the liberation of Kuwait and the retreat of Saddam Hussein's forces. The operation remains a textbook example of how limited tactical offensives, when properly integrated into a larger operational strategy, can have outsized strategic effects.